What's up, everybody, and welcome back. So today episode is going to be a pretty serious topic. And what I mean by that is it may get a little personal in here, but that's okay because maybe some of you need to hear this because I wish I would have heard it back when I would have started photography. Now, no matter what you do in life, everyone would deal with depression. Now, what makes photography special is that even though it's our profession, it can also be our outlet. As photographers, we have moments when we are down. It could be from zero bookings. It could be for nobody willing to support us. Maybe our most recent shoots haven't turned out good as we thought they could be. Maybe COVID-19 caused all your upcoming events to be canceled. And that is your business. That is your livelihood. I kind of know how that feels to some extent. Or maybe our social media following or our business isn't growing like we thought it should be. And that could be stressful and depressing as well because as photographers who do this as a profession, we are considered small business owners. Now, like I said in the beginning, what we love to do, what we do as a profession is our outlet as well when it comes to stress and depression. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, here's a personal example for me. When I'm stressed or I'm depressed, one thing that can always make me feel better is shooting at sunset. Like I said in the previous episode with Michaela Elrod, Moonray Photography, I told her that when I shoot at sunset, it does something to me spiritually, and I always feel better no matter what was causing my stress or depression that day. I mean, sometimes I wish I could just move to Finland right now, where they have those internal sunsets during the spring and summertime, where the sun don't set till almost like midnight. And I think Maddie said it actually go down only for a few hours and then it come back up. That would be amazing to witness. Now, maybe your favorite style of shooting is what puts you at ease. Maybe that is when you're at your most happiest. That when you shoot something that you love so much that you can't do anything but to be happy. It could be from studio headshots to weddings to engagement parties to events. Whatever your niche is and what you specialize in, a lot of times, that's what we are most happiest doing. And that is because it feels comfortable to us. We don't have to try hard or at least put in a lot of effort when we do something we're already good at. Because outside of a job, what we specialize in usually brings us happiness and we feel joy doing it. Now, another thing that can help you cope with depression or stress, and this may be a little blasphemous, but shoot for free. And there is a reason why I'm saying that. When we shoot these paid gigs, we do feel a certain level of stress, especially when we feel like this may not be our best work. And when we leave the event, the client's already calling us asking about the photos. Now, this stress can be multiplied by ever how many bookings you have and how busy you are. Now, being busy isn't a bad thing. That's a sign of a thriving business. But we have to learn how to manage our time, especially to get our projects done and sent back to our client within a timely manner. Shooting something for free may not be financially beneficial, especially to our bottom line, but when we shoot something for free, we're not stressing out most of the time. We're just having fun. We're reminding ourselves why we fell in love with this craft in the first place. We're not worried about it being our best work. We're not worried about it going up on our portfolio unless it's really good. Most of the time, some of this free work may just go up on social media and that is it. But don't let anyone make you feel like something is wrong with that though. Because shooting for free can be a great outlet for stress and depression. Like I said, all those factors that you have from shooting a paid gig, you don't have that when shooting for free or shooting a passion project. You have to remember why you fell in love with photography because none of us got paid when we first picked up a camera. Or if we did, we should be reimbursing some people for that. Now, another personal example for me is that even outside of photography, I'm a type 1 diabetic. So my blood sugar being really high or almost crashing on me can cause me stress if I let it, or it can be depressing if I let it control me. But most of the times I don't. I do what I have to do to get it back in order and I deal with it. Now, I wasn't always like that. And sometimes I still get stressed out or depressed about it because I hate taking shots and I have to do this for the rest of my life. But I know doing this is pretty much my cost of living. Because if I don't take these shots to take care of myself, keep my blood sugar level the best way I can, I would die. Simple as that. At our core, we have to remember why we chose to pursue this craft. We have to remember why we chose to put ourselves out there for criticism, for negative comments. We have to remember that what we chose to pursue isn't solely for financial gain. We do this because we love it. Simple as that. This is what brings us joy. This is what brings us happiness. This is not a typical 9 to 5 or a job that we hate going to every single day. This is what we fell in love with. Just like how a marriage is not always perfect bliss, but what keep a couple together for so long is that they love each other so much that they always work through the struggles that plagued their relationship and they overcame it. In simple terms, they never gave up, which is sad because we don't see a lot of that in today's age. This only works when you genuinely love that person or love what you're doing. So my question to you is, why did you fall in love with photography? What made you want to pursue this? What made you feel like you were strong enough to fight the fear and the criticism that came with this? Because when we publish our work for hundreds of people to see, thousands, and sometimes millions. When you figure out your answer, use it to remind yourself why you do this every single day. Now for me, I fell in love with editing photos and color grading video. For me, I love to shoot portraits and then go play with the colors in post to help craft the image that I envision, or how I feel that the image should have been captured. Now another personal point for me is that I also get depressed when I don't feel like I'm being supported like I should. And it's not just a feeling, it's a fact, because it does happen. Not just to me, but to every photographer and almost every entrepreneur out there. Well, I'm not going to say every photographer. The reason I'm not saying every photographer is because some photographers actually have amazing support circles. But sadly, I, just like many others, weren't one of them. When I seen people hiring other photographers and videographers, it used to piss me off because they knew and they know that I could produce almost the same image, or at least the same quality, or even better as some of the photographers they were hiring. Now eventually I did get over this, but it still took a long time, and sometimes even today it would still bother me. Now when it comes to fighting those feelings, I would just simply cut people off, and I still do that today. Because if they're not supporting you and they claim to be your friend and they know that you do this as a profession and more than a hobby, then it's evident that they don't care about you. And keeping those type of people in your life will always lead to more stress and more depression. Because if they did that once, they will always do it again. And sadly, a quote always comes to mind, and that quote say that most people won't support you until they see that it's popular to do so. And that's very sad, but that's really how it is out here. So without that amazing support circle, I had to prove myself. I had to build a support circle from scratch, and still doing it. Because most of the people who support me now are people I only met like 5-10 years ago. They're not people I went to school with. They're not people that I've known all my life. And this really tells you that even though you may have known somebody since day one, it don't mean that they're always your friend. Because going through what they did is when they always chose somebody else over you. It's sometimes hurtful, and sometimes it will change how you really felt about that person or group of people. So like I said, in order to avoid those feelings, I would just simply stop talking to people and just cut them off. But like I said repeatedly, when we get to that point, we have to remind ourselves, why did we start this craft? And that is because we love it. We love what we do. It's not about the money. It's about what's bringing us happiness and joy in our life. Now, I know it's easy to get lost in depression and let it consume you. I've been there. I've done that. But what sets you apart from everybody else is how you'll get back up on your own 2 feet and fight it and prove to everyone how they were wrong about you. And you do that by never letting yourself stay falling, getting back up, and just winning life. And today, we're going to end that podcast right there. So thank you to everybody who checked this out. If you want to reach out to me, you could do so on social media. My handle is just Jaymes Media. or you can leave a comment in the YouTube video version of this, or you could just contact me directly because my website should be listed with my podcast. So I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.